What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to follow up on the Ether machine that I built, the Ether mining rig for cryptocurrency, and wanted to do a cost analysis breakdown to see how profitable it was over a month. Now, as you know, I bought two of these video cards, the XFX and the Asus, from Amazon. I got them for roughly 200 a piece. One was 229 with a $30 rebate, and the other one was 209 with a $20 rebate. And from there, the net cost was roughly $400. So from that $400, I also had to include the electricity cost, which I have right here. And this is, you can see how many kilowatts has actually been running. And from here, I can show you for how long, how many kilowatts for how long. And that's actually the cost, $67.83 since it's been running. This is a kilowatt meter, and in it I set the rate for electricity, and then basically it just keeps tabs. This way I know my total cost is going to be $467.83, and after 1 month, let's do the calculation and break down how much I actually made back. What's up, YouTube? So now we're going to go through and take care of the math, and up until now, I'll show you my screens later, but I've currently earned roughly 3 Ether at 45 days. That equates to roughly 1 Ether every 15 days. This is a result of breaking down the cost. 1 Ether equals $91 at the time of this video, or at least when I'm doing this. So the two cards that I had mentioned before, the two AMD RX 480s, cost me a total of 200 each, roughly, after rebate, for a total of 400. Plus we'll have the electricity cost of $67.83. I'm just going to make it rounded off to $468, just to be nice and neat and have a round number. Just to be completely fair, I'm going to include the meter as well. So it's going to be $488. And $488 is my break-even point. So let's see how much of the 3 Ether in 45 days and how much longer it's going to take me to break even. So we have $488 and 3 Ether at 91 bucks. 91 bucks, that equals 273. So minus 273, this equals 214. Negative 214 left to go. And at a rate of 1 Ether every 15 days, this should take roughly 30 to 35 days. 35 days, let's say 35 days to complete. And after 30 days, we'll say 30, at 5 Ether at 91 is equal to 455. So as you can see, if we added a couple more days to this, we would get pretty close to the 488. So if we just did 2 Ether at 91, that's 182. And that would just leave 332 bucks left, which is a third of 5 days. So roughly 5 days. So at this rate, in 80 days, 5.35 ETH is a break even. Or 80 days. So originally I was intending on having this pay for itself over time, and I went the less risky route, and I would have loved to have purchased Ether instead of tried to mine it. because I would have made a lot more. If any of you have kept up with Ether since my video, you would have known or would have seen that it's jumped quite a bit since the time of my video. It's actually doubled. So this is one reason why I'm just kind of breaking this down and posing it as an alternative. If you're interested, I'm going to include a link below to Coinbase, which is the best place for people to get started to look at these coins. I don't recommend buying them right away, but I would investigate where to get it and where to set up your account so that if you do decide to take the step into crypto, you know where to start. And Coinbase is a good place to start. It's actually the easiest one. If you use my link for Coinbase and deposit a minimum of $100, both you and I will both get $10 in additional Bitcoin. So just keep that in mind. If you sign up using my link and load up your account with $100 and get that extra 10%, thank you. If you don't, then that's perfectly fine as well. It's just one of those things. I'm throwing it out there. You get an extra 10%. I would get an extra 10% for introducing it and also explaining it. But using my link is not really that important. Ultimately, it's just whether or not you want to decide to get that extra 10%, or if you want to even look at crypto coins as an alternative kind of place to park some cash. I definitely don't recommend parking too much, but having some, I think it has good potential. If I would have originally just paid for the Ether, I probably would have made a bit more, but now I'm actually creating value as opposed to just holding on to it. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Other than the fact that I made less money, I also was able to learn more about the technology by going through the whole mining process. But would I recommend it for most people? Probably not. It was just one of those things. I had some experience with doing hardware and I kind of knew where I was going. If you're just into crypto, just kind of buy and hold, this is one of those emerging markets that I'd mentioned in another video that I think it's not a bad place to put a little bit of cash. And I have a little bit in there. I don't have a lot, but if it's going to continue to grow, hopefully accumulate and compound over time, just like with PMs. The benefit that I see with PMs is that it is physical, it is history, and an artifact of currency, where crypto is an evolution of fiat into digital currency, like what we use with PayPal or Venmo, these types of electronic transfers. It's just an evolution. So in my portfolio, I'm currently holding some PMs as a hedge against my current or my present fiat holdings, and also placing some money into more future evolutions of currency as in crypto. So this way I have all three bases covered, and in between there I have some collector stuff. I'm making it, I'm buying it, trading it. There are three parts to my stacking philosophy. One is preservation, two is accumulation, and three is growth. Between those three core values of my stacking philosophy, I'm always trying to find different vehicles, ways, or methods, and trying to plant seeds to achieve those different goals. I'm not the type of conservative person where I can just put all my money into PMs and just hope for the best. That's not to say that I don't like conservative investments. Some of them, they make sense for different goals in terms of preservation. It makes sense to have a more conservative approach and allocate that to your stack or your overall wealth management strategy. For me, crypto is also like planting a seed. This is one of those seeds, and I've done well with this strategy in my career, where I've put some money in some certain places, not a lot, but enough to where it's fairly sizable, and taking some risks. Sometimes I take some risks, other people are more conservative. It all depends on where your risk aversion is or your risk tolerance. So for me, being a little bit on the younger side in my 30s, if you're in your 30s or 20s, I would definitely recommend getting some crypto. If you're over 40 and above, it's kind of a maybe. That's just up to you. What I would recommend is that you do some research and find out if it does fit your portfolio and your strategy. Usually when you're a bit older or more mature, when you're 40s, you already have a fairly solid investment plan or portfolio. So that's why I would rather not give any advice. Anyway, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'm going between crypto and stacking. If you're interested in more, let me know in the comment section below. And if you're not, don't worry. I'll still be stacking and having some coin unboxing and other thoughts on PM strategy. Until then, thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Peace.